Let's start today's video with a story. There's a young, upright police officer. She finds that an illegal activity is happening under her watch. This officer then goes to the spot, collects more information, and orders action. Then, some local workers of a political party intervene. One of them dials up their top leader, who's a big, powerful minister. This party worker hands over his phone to the upright police officer. The minister, who's on the call, in his typical arrogant fashion, asks the officer to back off. And he says this in no uncertain terms. When the officer refuses, the minister is furious and then threatens the officer with action. Of course, this may sound like a film plot to you, but this is an actual story from the state of Maharashtra. And at the center of this is a very familiar face, Ajit Pawar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Now, Ajit Pawar wears many hats. He is chief of the Nationalist Congress Party after splitting from his uncle Sharad Pawar's party in 2023. Ajit Pawar is also the finance minister of Maharashtra. He is known to be very frank, upright and candid about his views and his behavior with his party workers. But Ajit Pawar is also someone who often finds himself in controversies. It's almost as if Ajit Pawar and controversies are best friends. In the long list of Ajit Pawar's controversies, another one was added to the list a couple of days back, and that too involving a young woman police officer. Hello and welcome, I am Shubham Chauhan. Let's get started. So the latest controversy featuring Ajit Pawar comes from Maharashtra's Solapur district, where the Deputy CM of Maharashtra was heard rebuking a woman IPS officer, rebuking or reprimanding a young police officer who was trying to do her job, literally. The story begins when Anjana Krishna, a young sub-divisional police officer, went to Kurdu village in Solapur district of Maharashtra. She went there after receiving inputs of illegal excavation of murrum, that's basically a soil used for road construction. As one would expect, the police reached the spot after receiving their inputs and whatever complaints that came in from locals. Now, reports say once the officer, along with the district administration, reached the spot, a local NCP member present there called up Ajit Pawar. This local member then made the IPS officer, Krishna, speak to the Deputy Chief Minister. A video of this exchange between Pawar and IPS officer Anjana Krishna is going viral. In the clip, Ajit Pawar is heard telling the IPS officer to stop whatever action is being taken and go back to office. Pawar says he's giving this order as the Deputy CM and tells the IPS officer to go tell the Tehsildar about it. Now, Anjana Krishna isn't entirely sure who she's talking to, so she just wants to verify. This IPS officer then tells the person on the phone to call her on her personal mobile number just so that she can verify if it's actually the Deputy Chief Minister speaking. And one can understand that. But with Ajit Pawar, it wasn't the case. This response and request for verification by the IPS officer made him furious. It triggered him. And in typical Ajit Pawar fashion, he lashed out at the young IPS officer from Kerala. The Deputy CM of Maharashtra goes on to threaten Anjana Krishna. He says he will take action and then goes on to question the IPS officer, how dare you? How dare this young IPS officer ask Ajit Pawar for verification? That really was the Deputy Chief Minister's argument. Pawar then goes on to say that take my number and give me a WhatsApp call. Pawar even sarcastically offers to make a video call to the police officer. Reportedly, Ajit Pawar later video called the IPS officer and threatened her with action for disobeying the orders of the Deputy Chief Minister of the state.
ठीक है सर,
मेरा चेहरा तो आपको समझ में आएगा ना?
ठीक है सर।
इतना आपको डेयरिंग हुआ है क्या?
सर मेरे तो कार्रवाई जो किया है मुझे कैसे पता है सर?
कौन है?
सर मुझे पता नहीं है ना सर, मैं सिर्फ यही बोल रही।
मैं डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर।
सर समझ रही है वो आप बोल रही है जो सुन।
दे दो मुझे, मैं डायरेक्ट आपको देता हूँ।
ठीक है सर, 944।
आपका नंबर दे दो ना
सर। 944 726 7758 सर। सर एक काम कीजिए, आप मुझे डायरेक्टली कॉल वगैरह नहीं, एक और
944726728
सर एक और बात बता दीजिए तो मैं करेंगे, उसमें कुछ दिक्कत नहीं है, हम भी रिकॉर्डिंग करेंगे।
सुनो
हाँ यस सर, यस सर।
94472 467758.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
हेलो हाँ
मैं दे रहा हूँ पिन घेतला नंबर करतील तुम्ही आपको कॉल आएगा
हेलो
आपको कॉल आ जाएगा
हाँ कर रहे
हाँ भैया
A political storm erupted in Maharashtra as soon as this video went viral. Ajit Pawar has been called out and slammed for threatening a woman officer, misusing his power and influence, and trying to prevent officials from taking action against illegal activities. Shiv Sena UBT has even demanded the resignation of Ajit Pawar. Meanwhile, Ajit Pawar's NCP defended his actions, saying the Deputy CM did not mean to threaten any officer. Sunil Tatkare, their Lok Sabha MP from Raigad and Maharashtra president, was quoted saying, Ajit Dada may have chided the IPS officer to placate party workers. He didn't mean to stop the action completely. What is wrong when a DCM is calling an officer for a common public work? The same thing happens in the Janta Darbar as well, where leaders and ministers call officers directly. I have known Ajit Dada for over 40 years, and I can say with full confidence that his tone may be harsh, he may be louder, as it's his usual way of speaking with anyone. But there's nothing like threatening that lady officer. That issue is over, as per my view. Now, as we record this video, Ajit Pawar too has broken his silence on the row, saying he has the highest respect for the police. Ajit Pawar tweeted, "Let me state clearly that my intention was to not interfere with the law enforcement, but to ensure that the situation on the ground remained calm and did not escalate further. I have the highest respect for our police force and its officers, including the women officers who serve with distinction and courage, and I value the rule of law above all. I remain firmly committed to transparent governance and to ensure that every illegal activity, including sand mining, is dealt with strictly as per the law." Now, at the moment, the facts of the actual case haven't come to light, like what the illegal soil excavation case is all about, who all are involved, whether NCP workers are involved. All of that is not known, but let's keep that aside for the time being. Let's focus on the man himself, Ajit Pawar. Mind you, he is no rookie politician. He is a very well-experienced leader. He has presented 11 budgets as Maharashtra's finance minister and spent most of his time in government, first in the Congress government and now with the BJP, of course. Despite all of this, Pawar finds himself making questionable remarks from time to time. The same Ajit Pawar had in 2013 trivialized drought in parts of Maharashtra and ridiculed a farmer who was protesting about it and demanding more water. At a rally, Pawar had said that should he urinate if water is not coming in the dam. Of course, triggering laughter from the audience. He had then subsequently apologized for his crass remark, which was supposedly humor. In fact, since we're talking about Ajit Pawar's feud with the police officer, there's another relevant example, that of Meera Borwanker, former IPS officer who was Pune's police commissioner at one point. In her book titled Madam Commissioner, Borwanker revealed that in 2010, Pune's guardian minister asked her to hand over 3 acres of police land because it was auctioned to a builder. Later, Borwanker said explicitly that the minister in question was indeed Ajit Pawar, and the builder was DB Realty's Shahid Balwa, who was later arrested in the 2G scam. Borwanker said she, as the CP of Pune, had opposed this transfer of police land for commercial redevelopment, but Ajit Pawar forced her to award it and hand it over to the builder. In 2023, Ajit Pawar admitted that he had met Borwanker but insisted that he did not have anything to do as far as the land transfer was concerned. Borwanker, though, had to pay a price for opposing this land sale and standing up to Ajit Pawar. She revealed in her memoir that this opposition costed her the post of CID chief. In fact, she spoke about this in an interview to our managing editor Sujit Nair last year. Here's what she had to say, and here's a snippet from the interview.
Ma'am, in your life, in your career, I'm sure there have been a lot of frustrating moments. One of it is your promotion to head of CID. I don't know if you are aware of this, ma'am. The Chief Minister of Maharashtra, possibly you were the only officer where the Chief Minister has gone on record to say that your transfer was stopped because NCP didn't want to get you transferred to CID. This is what CM Prithviraj Chavan had mentioned in 2012. Now, doesn't this frustrate you? Doesn't it make you angry? Ke bhai, kya kiya maine?
Yeah, sure, it does. But then from day one, you are told that All India services postings are in the hands of politicians. Still, knowing this also, it hurts you. So I have gone through periods where I felt very low, but then you work on yourself and you get out of it. I have also mentioned in the book, when I was not made the chief of state CID and I came to the prison department, I felt low, and a DCP who was working with me had an argument for nearly 40 minutes that don't accept this post from being Commissioner of Police Pune. You are stepping down by accepting the post of prison chief of Maharashtra. But mind you, today I am known more for the hanging of Kasab and Yaqub Mehman than for being the first woman police commissioner of Pune. So you have your uh, moments when you feel low, but you never know what is good in the next posting. So you carry on. And then over a period of time, one gets over that feeling that I have been refused a posting, especially when that post was vacant.
Is there a feeling of vendetta, ma'am?
Vendetta by the politicians or by.
No, by the officer too at times. Ke, bhai, let me get a chance and I will show you. A lot of things seems to be happening nowadays. So is there a vendetta, which is very natural, isn't it?
Yeah, I've seen this amongst young officers, but matured officers take it in a stride. I think after 20 years in service, uh, you finally understand that in a democracy, it's not bureaucracy, it's the politicians who run the country, and actually it's the citizens who should raise their voice that these officers are good officers. Why are you sidelining them? Citizens' apathy is known, and they also inability to understand who is a good and who is a bad officer. So if today we do not have professionally sound officers at the top, politicians are not suffering, their personal gain is worth crores. It's the citizens and the administration and the country that suffers.
But let's come back to the current controversy and the issue at hand. That is of Ajit Pawar's tone, his behavior, which, dare I say, reeks of arrogance. Ajit Pawar says he has respect for all cops, including women. Pawar's supporters say his voice in the video is like his natural tone. But what justifies the language he's been heard using in the clip? Threatening a woman officer? On one hand, the same Ajit Pawar has been projecting himself as the face of the government's flagship scheme, and that is the Ladki Bahin Yojana. Under this scheme, women of Maharashtra get 1,500 rupees per month in their bank accounts. Ajit Pawar, as finance minister, and his party, the NCP, has been on a PR blitz, claiming credit for the scheme. That on one side, and the same Neta's brazenness to another woman who is a young IPS officer and just doing her job. Worse, Ajit Pawar, rather than taking stock of the situation, which involved illegal soil excavation, without taking the facts into account, speaking to concerned officials, just decides to take off on a young police officer who just wanted to verify his identity. That apparently ticked him off, and which is why he said what he said to the police officer, and that has been captured on video. Now, to give credit to the IPS officer Anjana Krishna, she stood firm. She did not budge or buckle under any sort of political pressure. But what if politicians' influence ensures that she pays a price for it going ahead, like say a Borwanker did at one point? Now, we are not saying that Anjana Krishna will be transferred or anything of that sort just yet. But yes, there are questions, which brings us to the other minister who also needs to answer. Devendra Fadnavis, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, the Home Minister of Maharashtra, to whom the state police reports. How can the CM not ensure the protection of his own officers, his own bureaucracy? Sure, Ajit Pawar may not be the only one. There are so many instances of influential netas calling up officials, reprimanding them, scolding them. And this in turn, A, it pleases that ministers' immediate followers and cadre, and B, it becomes a reel on social media that is projected and ensures that the neta is painted as someone who's larger than life. In this case, since it's Ajit Pawar, one can't help but ask, how does the CM allow his own deputy to behave in such a manner with his police officer? And that too, a woman. Will Anjana Krishna have to pay a price for her behavior? Well, time will tell that. But for the time being, it's her upright behavior that is winning praises from all quarters. Everyone except Ajit Pawar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, and someone who clearly wasn't pleased with someone trying to just verify his identity on phone. That's all we have for this report. Thanks for watching.